So APS just left. They went ahead and shut the power off right here. And then that runs over to the main meter of the house. And it's all disconnected. Meters pulled. Meters right there. It's time for me to get going. I've already ground a little bit of the area away on this side. Once I pull the box off, I'll have to grind just a little bit more and hang the box. Plan is first to disconnect all the wires. Label those as they are, and then pull the box off. Once the box is off, I can hang the new box. Once the new box is on there, just run all the new wires back on. Hopefully sometime today I'll hear from the city. This goes to a sub panel that I'm no longer going to use. So that is going to be interesting. This conduit I'll have to put in. This goes to the swimming pool. Just start at the top. Like these are 220. I'm going to take a little black tape, tie those together. Flag it. Two, three. I don't know if you can see in there. Let me try to stay out of the light here. But pull a couple of these breakers off. Now let's see if you can see. Look at that. That's those are all skeletons of little gecko lizards. Pretty crazy. They crawled behind there and got zapped. See if I can save a couple. There they are. Bunch of just little geckos. Geico geckos. Okay, box is ready to remove. There's one fastener on the inside right there that I'll have to grind off. Probably have to drill it out because I don't want to nick that wire at all. And then at the top, I can't see it because it's still under the stucco, but there's an ear on each side that I need to grind off. Right up there at the top. and I get those ground off, this thing should come off. Inside there's a large conduit, probably 2.5 inch. Loosen that nut, slide all the wires through. I've got the flange loose, and it should come off. Now let's see how the thing's stuck on. God dang solid. Huh. Do you think there are? There we go. Okay, it wants to come off. So let's see. Now what's the plan? The plan is we got to dance with two different things here. Should have straightened a lot of these grounds and neutrals a little better. They're the ones giving me all the trouble. Okay. about ready. For the other panel. I think I'm going to split this into 2 bundles. That'll make it a little easier to feed. So measured up and over, and that should be the top bolt of this panel. So I'll put that screw in, then we can hang it. I was planning on splitting these 2 bundles, but just didn't work out. Second hole would have been way over here. There's block right there. I didn't want to cut any more away. So now the trick is going to be feeding all of these right back through a 2.5-inch conduit. Got everything pretty straight, and see if I can do this in a way that we don't miss any. Not to mention the new box is quite a bit heavier than the old one. Screwdriver through that hole. Yeah. Coming along.
Can I do anything for you? Do you need anything?
No, not right now, but thanks.
Sorry, just get cold.
wires in. I didn't show a couple of steps because I ran out of memory card. So my last trip to get some supplies, I picked up a couple memory cards. Very stiff. So I'll bring all the grounds in on this side, neutrals in on this side, and just keep going up that way. All the grounds are done. Yeah, run all the neutrals over to this side. So I'm just clicking along. Power company has already been called, and hopefully they'll be out here shortly to get that hooked back up, get the meter on. And in the meantime, we'll just start wiring some breakers. So I'll check back in with you after I get the neutrals in. And hopefully I didn't wipe off too many of my numbers. And we can get all of the breakers up and going. City came out about 1 o'clock yesterday. Gave me a provisional permit. I wasn't quite done with all the wiring. I had enough of the grounding done that they felt they could do that. I do need to add an additional ground that ties from the ground bar over to my water line. It's something that this house didn't have before. And then I've got to wire all my circuits. Though the other box was a lot smaller, so most all of the wires were too short. So I had to splice pretty much every wire, both the grounds, neutrals, and the hot wires. So box is quite a bit cleaner. I put all the 110 volt circuits at the top. Those are the ones that have the splice. I tried to keep all the 220 circuits down below where I could tie those in without splices. And I got my sticker. APS came out, and probably about close to 5 o'clock they got my power turned back on. I finished up wiring in the last few breakers, and by about 6 o'clock we had power in the house. So now I've just got to run the ground. I've got a sub panel that I don't want anymore. I've got enough breakers in this panel that I can tie this conduit over. I don't think I'm going to document that part on the YouTube video. It doesn't pertain directly to the solar system, but this is a big step to get out of the way. So that's my first experience with dealing with the city and the utility company. Both, I would say, overall came out pretty good. I got power shut off, panel changed, and power back on all in one day, and can't argue with that.